So, yes, I just got done watching Masters of the Universe Revelations, I believe it's called. Okay, so I didn't watch any of the things online too much about spoilers. Oh, sorry, excuse me. My goodness. Had some soda earlier. So, sorry about that. Uh, the general consensus is, because, okay, little backstory here. Kevin Smith, big, you know, fanboy that he is, even after he's lost the weight, is he decided some years back to continue to start this project for He-Man, and so this beloved child's series, which I used to watch when I was a child, and has seen like the past 2 or 3 different incarnations since then. He, for whatever reason, because it's during this time of wokeness, decided to go woke on it. And Clownfish, the YouTube channel that I subscribe to, I like it. It's like my news that doesn't suck. They found out months in advance through an associate of theirs saying, oh, he was on the project, he works on the project, and he says, oh no, it's not the He-Man show, it's the Tila show. And they're like, oh, okay, well, based on that, from this reliable source, that the show is going to be more focused on Tila rather than He-Man. So they're kind of saying that. It's like, well, why? Why is that a thing? Like, why is it supposed to be He-Man and Masters of the Universe? Right? The through point through the series should be He-Man, Prince Adam. Right? Like, no, he's not the lead character. So for months and months and months before the premiere, everybody kept, well, not everybody, but Kevin Smith and some other people kept kind of slamming on Clownfish because it's like, not that they're spoiling it, this is more of a warning. It's like, no, guys, it's not what you think. It's not going to be what you want. It's not going to be like the classic show. You know, He-Man's not going to be in it. He's not going to be pivotal. He's not the through point. He's not the lead character. And so having that cat be out of the bag, or at least trying to get that cat out of the bag, Kevin Smith and everyone else was hating on them for months, about that. And it's like, it's not going to be some big surprise. This is not, a surprise for the better. This is a surprise for the worst. But then the premiere shows up, and then it shows Clownfish was right. It's the Tila show. He-Man's in the first episode. And then he's not in it until, like, maybe closer to the second half of the second end. And then... let me explain a little bit more. The basic premise is that it's a continuation, a more it's a more of a continuation from the comics, not the TV show, unless if memory. Well, granted, I haven't seen the show in like 30 years, 35 years. Granted, I haven't watched this show since I was 6. Okay, so please bear with me if I don't know everything about the original series. But it seems to me that this adaptation of the series is more faithful to the comic or coloring book. I don't know, I had those when I was little. Than the TV show, because it's a different design. So, but they're saying it's more of a back to form, back to the original thing. So it's like, okay, fine. You want to go off the comic a little bit better, then fine. Unless I'm mistaken. Just saying what it seems to me. So they go through that. They have, this is epic battle. Skeletor finally does the one thing a villain, never does. Actually win anything. Skeletor's one of like Cobra Commander. He never really gets anywhere until it's a special or a movie when he says, I won. It's like, wow, you did that one thing you haven't done in like 65 episodes. So yeah, basically in the opening, it's the big battle. Skeletor pretty much wins, but He-Man comes in for the save and stops him, but at a cost of his own life. Darn, He-Man kills himself. And then is revealed, oh god, that He-Man was Prince Adam. Yeah, big shocker. But who was it that was really shaken to the core about that? Princess Tila. Dang. So, much like any modern, woke written character, she gets so pissed off she becomes basically an anti-heroine right now. Because how dare he keep that secret identity, the secret. Right. Like, it's a secret. You don't go around telling everybody. You try very hard not to tell everybody in the universe. So if it keeps down to the small hand group, you keep it down to the small hand group. It's like, now we'll let her in too. And it's like, no, that's a secret. You don't let people in on this. Secret identity. But then women who are written right now act like, I feel so insulted. I wasn't let in on this secret identity. But it wasn't any of your business. It's like he goes around telling the entire army of Eternia, saying, yeah, hey, army, I want you to know that, but don't tell Tila. You know? Look, Orko and the Panther and Man-at-Arms were kind of like in on it, kind of because they were there, you know, or figured it out, or what the hell ever. You know, so it's not exactly like he just sat out, just told them too much, lest I forget, or whatever, how it goes. But is that you don't keep telling people, like Ghost. Okay, there was a show in the early '90s called Ghost Rider. It was about this ghost, basically, who would write things on walls, but only children can see what he's writing, and he'd only take sentences and writings that are around in order to write things. Unless he's writing on the computer, then he can write whatever the hell he wants. Oh, and the last couple of episodes, he can time travel too. This is the last story arc before the story is canceled. Oh, and in novella tradition, they recast the lead Hispanic girl. Yeah, I kind of thought, like, why is she different all of a sudden? Because she was replaced in the last season. It was like 3 or 4 seasons, something like that. Anyway, one of the things that the series would do throughout the course of the 3 to 4 seasons that it was on, and I liked the atmosphere. It had a good sense of weight to it. This wasn't just kids show. It was a kids show with some weight to it. There's some dramatic effect to it. So it's not just, you know, for 5-year-olds, you know, like Barney the Dinosaur or whatever. No, this had like some actual, you know, like atmospheric stakes. Sorry, my foot keeps pushing this. Anyway, yeah, so what I'm getting to is that the show would constantly keep adding characters to the show. So it started off as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When they got around a cast of about almost 10, the show kind of had to stop because its ensemble cast was kind of big. And the show, whenever Ghost Rider would have to, you know, reveal himself to a new character, or does reveal himself to another character that's shown, regardless of race. They didn't keep it as an all-white cast or just a Hispanic cast. They added a bunch of people to it. One of the common things they would say was like, sit down. We have something to tell you. You know, explain this whole thing to you. So that's one of the things they would have to do time and time again, every so often, is sit down. Yeah. So that's one of the things in He-Man, and in basic storytelling, when you have a secret identity, it's a secret. But then, you know, it's like, how dare he keep this secret? It's like, lady, for the love of fuck. You're not, nothing gives you the entitlement of knowing what the secret identity is. That's not your place. Your place is to not die, you know. There's a war going on here, you know, and all that. It just seems like a bullshit reason to have a character be upset and therefore not be a hero, so in order to bring them back to being a hero, you see, is to create more dramatic tension and bullshit reasoning for it. It's contrived is what it is. And it's just a staple in that era of wokeness that just agitates the ever-loving fuck out of everybody, because people in Hollywood think, that's interesting storytelling. No, that's contrived storytelling. And it's stupid because that's what fucks up the original series. Not the original series, the Kevin Smith's, Masters of the Universe storyline. Revolutions, I think, or whatever the fuck it's called. Anyway, point is the through port is Teela, not He-Man. He-Man's secondary. Much like Furiosa and Mad Max. Secondary. Get it? It's not the Mad Max movie. It's the fucking Furiosa story because she's the through port. Max is just along for the ride. That's just like He-Man. He's along for the ride. He's there until he's gone, until he comes back again for the bullshit story saying, "Oh, we need He-Man again. We need Prince Adam. So go to heaven and bring him back." So having Teela be the through point, have her be the bitchy anti-heroine that they wrote her to be, really fucked up the story from beginning to end. Because we don't like her. She's not likable. She's not charming. There's nothing redeemable about her. She's just someone with a stick up her ass. And we don't like her. So as any one of the fans cried out, "What the fuck is this? What's going on, Kevin Smith? What's this? What? Says, yes, the story's interesting. The world is compelling. The storytelling is reasonably compelling. The characters are written reasonably well with emotional weight. But Teela is written with a stick up her ass. So we don't like her. So we don't like the show. That includes me. So with that being said, and her, being dragged back to being a heroine, to be the good guy and give a shit because there's stakes. People are finally dying. Duh. All right. Let's go and demasculate the hero, the main men again. Yeah. Take their power away. Take it all away. Now let us girls have a battle to the death, and then I will pull some bullshit reasoning out of my ass, and then I won. There you go. Yep. Set up for the sequel. That's it. So, yeah. They wrote her, our lead character, Teela, wrong. They made her a Mary Sue because she's really damn good at everything she does. I don't need no sort of Grayskull for me. Until the end when everything's more magical and on a higher plane, then she becomes a new sorceress. And it's just like, oh, okay. But then she just bitches and moans and wrong the whole way. And nobody likes that. No one likes a lead character that's just has someone to stick up her ass. It's really hard to empathize and be on the side of, or to give a shit. It's really difficult. So that being said, what they did now is they said, you know what, why don't we just remove the stick and just say, you know what, she's over the secret identity thing. It's not that big of a deal. Well, wow, you mean that's it? Just write her as just being someone who says, okay, there are bigger things in life to worry about than to be, an emo sideboard, Mary Sue, and so they said, well, we just write her as just a regular character. Brilliant there, Sherlock. Write her like a regular character. So, yes, that's what they did. And you know what? The story's actually really good. Hey! So yeah, the story, everything else again is still really good. Characters that are written really, more dimensional. They give them emotional weight and stakes. Nothing feels contrived. Everything feels like a natural progression of events. Teela's finally over her, whole bullshit about the goddamn secret identity thing and says, you know what, fuck it, I'm in love with him. Really? Because before it was acting like you were, saying like, well, I'll just, be dressed as a certain type of character, you know. And it's like, you will? It's like, yes, I'll be dressed a certain way and look like a particular type of person. But now that we're back over here, I'll just dress like a regular person again. You know, who's in love with an actual male character. Right, right. Then her sidekick is like, well, I'm here. Might just as well be useful and be the new man at arms. And it's like, right, right, right. Sorry, I forgot about that. Yes, yes, of course, of course. But other than that, it's a fantastic show. The battles are epic. The conflicts are fine. Internal drama is reasonably well. Uh, and it sets up for the sequel. Fine. No complaints here. Hell, I'll praise it. But that shows good storytelling and bad storytelling. You could have a fantastic story, fantastic concept, characters, world, well written. But if your character has a stick up their ass, it just poisons the well. It's the bitter pill. It just brings everything down. Because why'd I watch a good movie, or a good show or IP, if a character, predominantly the lead character, is a fucking woke, stick up her ass character. No one's gonna want that. No one ever did want that. No one asked. Nobody said, it would really be awesome if Tila was an asshole throughout the entire, run of the show because she feels butthurt over the secret identity thing. No one was clamoring for that. It's just some writer or somebody somewhere said, you know what, it would make bigger stakes if Tila was butthurt over that. It's like, even I know that's not what you do. You're just trying to check off those check boxes. I keep telling you about for the woke thing. It's like female lead character, check. Hates men, check. Can't do anything without any real training on screen, check. All those things, all those woke boxes again. And people realizing, what? People don't seem to like when we write for woke characters. And it's like, really, Sherlock? Really? Because I could have told you that for free before you lost all that money. So, thankfully, when they did the season 2, they ditched that, and everything was fine. Everything's fine. So, yeah, no spoilers, but just letting you know, season 2 is better than season 1. And that's all it took, was just writing a character literally straight. Literally. Just write them straight. But trying to shoehorn in woke bullshit, overtoned, not euphemisms, but overview or context or whatever the fuck you want to call it, the way she dressed herself and shaved her head. And it's like, yes, there, now she's a better modern woke character. And it's better that way. And it's like, no, it's not. It literally isn't. Just write her straight. That's all you gotta do. And they'll be fine. And that's what they finally did. And it's better for it. So if you go from season 1 to season 2, you'll see like, wow, this is actually, bad character development or writing through pointing to anything about that character. To, hey, good story. Good character development. It's all right. I gotta mention this. One of the hooks on Netflix, they have that now, that little trailer that plays like 30-second clip or minute-long clip or whatever, of whatever it is you're about to watch. So it's basically like a trailer, like what you're getting yourself into, sort of thing. The trailer they have is Tila's training-ish moment, where she basically becomes besties with Lynn, ex-evil Lynn. And it's just more about relationships and stuff, and it just made me laugh hysterically, because it's like, I see what you're doing there, Netflix. You're trying to sell this story to me to watch really hard with that trailer or preview clip, aren't you there, Netflix? I see what you're doing. It's still the old adage of sex sells. So it's like, this is the best scene you have in there. It's the most adult scene you're going to see in there, because they actually talk about relationships. So Netflix is pushing really hard to be get that audience as much as they can, and quite frankly, I don't really fault them for that. But again, without spoilers, yes, this is a good show. Well, a good season. I actually cannot wait for season 3, wherever that comes out. Hopefully, this season makes enough money that they can say, yeah, we can do season 3 if it's not already in production. Who knows? But yeah, I give it a thumbs up. I give it approval, and yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. So, writers, if you're gonna learn from anything, watch season 1 and watch season 2, and learn something from that. Okay. All right. So take care, all. See you at the movies. Bye.